What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kane and Ross present the Yeah I Said It podcast. We're expressing with our full capabilities to they might want us in correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child, I'm a dad half of this operation, Ross Cooper. As always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host is probably a couple pounds lighter right about now. Gotta talk about that briefly, but please reintroduce yourself to the folk.
Fly as a space shuttle, cool as a rain puddle. What's good, everybody? Everybody's having a good day, month, year, minute, second, hour, all that good stuff. If you watch on other platforms, please share with your friends, family, your enemies, your pets, ghosts, demons, whatever you believe in. And if you watch on the tube, please share, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because if you don't, you're gonna get force choked by Darth Vader. So if you don't want to get force choked by Darth Vader, you should do what I just said. So yeah, let's get it.
All right, so things a little different now. We took a couple weeks off, took a little breather. I grew some facial hair. You lost some hair. What you just up and cut it off, man?
Yeah, I thought it was time. I got kind of sick of it because now I can see the whole world. I don't gotta have hair straight on my face. But it was a good time though. I'm grateful for that. I was able to. I had a lot of hair. Like the
Yeah.
if I had have blown it out, it probably would have been down my back like a female. But nah, it's just I think it was time. So it is what it is. This is the first time y'all probably saw, unless you know me, but this is the first time y'all probably saw me. Because ever since we started on YouTube, I had hair.
Yeah.
So that's a new look. You got Mr. Beardy Beard over there talking about I don't grow beards. I ain't got a beard now.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, I'm saying though, it's yeah, I'm trying out for a little bit. No shade November and all that. No shade November. You know what I mean? So
It's
I
December
mean,
now. But all right.
no shade November turn into December. You give my
Okay.
face a razor. You know what I'm saying? I
All right.
mean, don't worry. Maybe by summer, when the weather break a little bit, I go shave it all off. Let y'all get a little taste of the melanin again. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But all these serious issues, man, the game been changed a little bit since we've been gone. You jokingly kind of sort of called it. We now have a new COVID variant. What is it? The Galvatron, the Megatron, is it the Super Saiyan?
Omicron.
Right, it's the Omicron. Like it's so I'm predicting at some point, right? The Omicron is gonna combine with the Delta and create like a super variant and
Unicron.
unite with the regular COVID that we started with and be like this like super combiner COVID that nothing will be safe from.
It's gonna be the end of us all. It's crazy. Like at this point, how many jabs do we have to take to get to the center of a tootsie pop? Like,
You
golly.
stupid, yo.
Like,
Apparently, this originated in South Africa. I'm sorry, I can tell you.
but yeah, so it's like you had to take the original jab. Then now you got boosters, so you gotta go back again and take that. And now, I mean, we don't know much. Well, I don't know much about this new variant and if the booster and the original jab will work for you. But if it does, then you gotta go back and get another one. Like your arm is just you worse than the fiend, bro.
You stupid, B. But it's
Like,
like it's see, I want the people who watch and the listeners to understand this is not coming from the place of F your jab, blah blah blah. This is literally just coming from the standpoint of just asking objectively, like you just said. No, seriously. If I'm reading something released from the WHO literally about an hour ago, right? They said things that we don't. There's a lot of things we still don't know. Um, Reports suggest Omicron has been found in close to 40 countries already. It is still unclear if the highly mutated variant is more transmissible or better able to evade vaccines. So I'm like, so the stress point was get a vaccine, get a vaccine, get a vaccine. It'll stop you from getting COVID. Cool. Then there's Delta. Now there's this. Now there's we don't know if the vaccines will work. We don't. So what are you injecting me with and for? Like, did my immune system suddenly stop working? Again, be very clear. This is not me anti-vaxxer. This is just me asking regular questions before you shoot me up with something. Is it necessary to shoot me up with something? Just a fair. I think that's a fair question. I don't think that's out of scope. I don't think I should get labeled an anti-vaxxer. I'm just asking a question before you go shoot me up with something that's not already in my body, fam. Because you take care of yourself, and I get it. It's not the same across the board for everybody. I totally understand. Like, yo, if you have a compromised immune system, this might hit you differently. But I think it's a legit question to ask because it's like almost like clockwork every few months. It's a new variant. And it's like, I also can't remember the lesson I told you when you were a kid. You want to answer certain questions, you what? Follow the money. And I can't help but notice every time there's a new variant that comes out, like a new Drake album. You know what I mean? His new Drake album or something. And then the markets go crazy. And then certain other people seem to get a little bit more rich. So
Drake.
stop, yo.
Omicron.
But I don't know, man. I know I've read and heard that there's gonna be an oral version of vaccination coming, so you can just swallow the pill if you don't want to get jabbed. Ironically, I feel a little bit better. If I had to pick one, I feel like a little bit better about that.
Well, I don't, because what's the first thing that will go? Your kidney.
Liver.
I mean, not a kidney, your liver. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want a messed up liver. That's not a way to live.
Well, see, I think and I could be wrong, like, but again, I think if I'm wrong, we're tumbling way down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole because like, look, right now it's well known you take any vaccination can have side effects. Any vaccination can have site injection issues. Like any vaccination can cause blah 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 blah.
Right.
But here's the thing, right? Either you got and pardon me, I do not claim to be a scientist, no playing on TV. But anything you take orally has to go past through your liver. You have liver issues or you don't. So if we start seeing a whole bunch of people pop up with liver issues that had no previously recorded liver issues, guess what we know? Definitively. We know what caused it. So
So
that's like
basically,
there's no way you can't skate around. Oh well, it could have been this, it could have been that. You don't know it was the vaccine. Fam, if everything is working cool, good right now, and all of a sudden I take this COVID pill, and all of a sudden I got liver issues. Can't dance around that one, can you?
so what you're basically saying is let the pawns go first, huh? That's what you say?
You foul. You foul.
Or is
Nah,
that
I
what you say?
mean,
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Let
no,
the pawns
Professor
go.
X, I am not. No, Professor X, I am not saying that.
Oh yes, yeah, Professor X. Speaking of that, yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that later. But yeah.
Really? Okay. But yeah, new variant. Initially started, like I said, this is coming from the WHO. They're saying it's highly transmissible. Signs out from South Africa, it could possibly become the dominant strain worldwide. Uh, Delta, though, currently accounts for 99 cases, 99% of the cases worldwide. You know why it's another, and this one is personal. I don't knock anybody for their choice. Do what we've always maintained here. Do what you need to do to feel safe. The problem, the reason it is going to be a hard sell for me personally is I get your laws, I get your rules. I pretty much middle finger your rules. But the issue is going to be a hard sell for me personally is because um piss people off alert. I rarely wear a mask now. I'm in contact with a lot of people just in general between, what I do for work, my side hustle, and being at the gym, so on and so forth. Obviously, I wash my hands, I take my vitamins, I work out, I do the things to keep my immune system healthy. I've had multiple COVID tests, they've all come back negative. Outside of being in law enforcement or a teacher or maybe a healthcare professional, it's hard to have more exposure to people than I do. and I'm good. So it's going to be a hard sell for me outside of if I need to go somewhere that requires it. But from a health standpoint, from a, oh my God, I might catch this thing standpoint, that simply doesn't exist for me. That's why this will perpetually be a hard sell.
I mean, it's a hard sell for me because I rarely get sick. Not gonna work. But yeah, I take my vitamins, stay in relatively good shape. Um, and I'm not, unlike you, I'm not really around that many people like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm good. I trust my immune system. That's the one thing I can trust on my body. Everything else, I don't know. But my immune system is A plus. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know why. I'm not gonna ask why. Praise Allah. But hey, like I said, like you said, I agree with you. Like you said, do what's best for you
Mhm.
and leave everybody the fuck alone if they don't agree with you. It doesn't matter. Just relax. If you took it, cool. If you don't, cool. Like we can
A
still be
novel idea.
yeah, kumbaya, kuna matata.
You
But
know what I say, man? If kids and kittens ain't getting hurt, I really don't care. Do your thug
well,
thism.
yeah, apparently United States don't care either because kids are getting hurt. But that's another topic.
See, don't be that guy.
That's a
Don't
good
be that guy.
segue. That's a good segue right there, my
That's
guy.
not the next. Don't be that guy. That's not the next topic. But
Oh,
don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right. Well, let's. You know what? We can go off script for a little bit. Not off script, but just flip the script a little bit. Sadly, there was bit and we talked about this. We said, you know what, if nothing else, with everybody at home with distance learning, so on and so forth, what you don't have is bullying. What you don't have are what? School shooters. Kind of hard to shoot up the school when you ain't in it. And here we are in our efforts to return to normal. Now, I say this from the standpoint of not having a child in school, obviously, and not knowing all the logistics. So I apologize. I'm just doing surface level. But from a surface level standpoint, I was a proponent of if you can continue distance learning, do it. Right now, I do understand there's certain, everyone's learning style is different, but speaking for myself, the first place I learned I was inadequate was at school. That's where you see the inequities. I get that's a me thing, right? But the long and short, period, point blank, you can't shoot up a school unless you have students in it. And with distance learning, there is no students in it. Say all that to say, in Oxford, Michigan, earlier this week, there was a school shooting.
they say it's like it's been 20 school shootings this year, and I only heard about two.
I mean, it was a 15-year-old, Michigan's Oxford High, 4 counts of well, here's the thing. Let me back it up. Let me back it up. There were casualties. The reason that this thing is big, and I don't think there's been a case like it, um, the most notorious, the first school shooters that were brought to our attention was Dylan Klebold and the other guy from Columbine. Their parents weren't charged with anything. This is different because as of 12:36 Eastern Time, December 3rd, which is today, the parents of this last school shooter have also been charged with, let me get it straight, 4 counts each of homicide and involuntary manslaughter. I'm getting this right from CNN's website. That is, oof, that's huge. That's
Uh,
huge. And that is like,
that should teach you to lock up your guns, parents, because predictably, of course, the picture they're using of the young Caucasus male, they're using the greatest picture of all time, him looking like Stuart Little, all so innocent and cute. But yeah, okay. But yeah, he was flashing his dad's gun on, I think, Instagram, flexing. I think a couple days ago or a week ago, whatever. So Yeah, they probably should be charged. You letting your son just do whatever you want with the gun. You gotta have a lock or something, or hide it better than what you did. Unless you just said, I bought the guns right here, kid. You can use it from time to time. But yeah, they ain't playing now. They said,
I
hell no.
mean,
We ain't just
and
gonna
bro,
charge the kid. You charging the parents too. Ooh, that might be a game changer. Maybe.
and see, and I don't know how I feel about that because the other piece of this puzzle, per this article, Ethan Crumbly has been charged as an adult with terrorism. Let's unpack a little bit of that and how epic, and not I think epic's the wrong word, but how like whoa that is, because those of us that are not white have said certain things are domestic terrorism. You go way
Yeah.
back to Timothy McVeigh in Oklahoma City years back. Domestic terrorism. Dylan Roof, domestic terrorism. One of the and even the U.S. government is finally copped to white domestic terrorism, right? So, all right, this should be a win, right? This should be a win. Got a white boy kills four of his students, kills four classmates. He's charged with domestic terrorism. Here's my problem: when you remove race from it, right? And you know, you and I try to see things from a certain lens. We can't escape seeing things through a black lens, but we try to be as objective as possible. When you remove race from it, as a parent, just worst case scenario, pretending it were you, as a parent, I'm not so concerned about the whole I got charged with this as well. I'm concerned with the fact that you're trying to charge a 15-year-old as an adult. You are literally trying to take a 15-year-old and end their life as if someone at 15 cannot be rehabilitated. I say this not knowing every minute detail. I don't know if this kid was the one pulling the legs off ants and torturing animals. I don't know. But the notion that this government is okay throwing away a 15-year-old, that gives me pause. Your thoughts, sir?
Considering they did that to us a long time ago, executing kids. Yeah, execution. See, at least you're in jail, you're still alive. Your life might be over, but you're still alive. But we were getting the electric chair for false stuff. Kids tried as adults. So sorry if I don't feel bad. And not to mention, he didn't do a kid act. You did something an adult would do. And it was thought out and planned. You killed four people and injured what, 6, 7? So at that point, how can you be charged as a kid when the crime was adult-like? I'm not saying his life should be over, but you took 4 people's lives with your
So,
parents' gun.
okay. So what you're saying is because of the heinousness of the crime, we are going to disregard the age of the offender
He's
and
a
say,
teen.
no, we can't. Basically, what you're saying is, no, we can't save you. What you're saying is this 15-year-old is beyond rehabilitation. Now, see, again,
So
I'm not speaking from the perspective of a black man per se. I'm
I
speaking from
am.
the perspective of a parent. As a
So
parent, you are telling me there's nothing to be done. You cannot save a 15-year-old.
so what would you do? So you think he can be saved after what he did? You think so? So I guess this is the majority question: is anybody ever too far gone? So do you think he's too far gone, or do you believe in that?
I need a psyche eval. I need a psyche eval. I need to know some. I need to know some things. I need to approach this from the standpoint of a social worker. And that's again, I understand I'm speaking this from a certain point of ignorance. I don't know all of the details. My apologies to the listeners and the viewers. I'm looking at this from like what I'm learning as I'm reading. I saw the headline. I was just diving into it now, and I'm just like, you cannot. The brain doesn't even fully develop until you're 25. Any psychologist will tell you this. They does not give you carte blanche to do whatever.
Right,
No.
that's what it sounds like. Cause he did something correct. He did something beyond. It's one thing if he got caught stealing or he robbed somebody or something like that. It's all right, that can be redeemable. But you killed 4 people, not one, 4, with intent to kill more. At that, and he's a teenager. It's not like he was a 9, 6, 7-year-old that did this. Because then I'd be all right, he's truly a kid, even though it's real fucked up. But he might be able to be redeemable. But he's a teenager. 15, what? So what is that? What? Sophomore, junior in high school? You
So
about to
you're
be in
telling
college
me
soon?
we're no, a 15-year-old, you graduate when you're
Junior.
18.
So what? I'm not
He's a
junior,
sophomore.
sophomore. Sophomore.
Right. So you're telling me a sophomore in high school is gonna, your life is now over forever. You're telling me,
I didn't say
what we're
forever.
saying here, is no, this young person cannot be rehabilitated. No, they will never realize that in the rest of their life, the consequences of their
I'm not.
actions. No, just throw them away forever.
No, we're
That's what we're
not.
doing.
I'm not saying that, but he did some domestic terrorist stuff. Is that true or false? Was that not domestic terrorism? So
I
because of
mean,
his age, we're gonna let that slide. Is that what you're telling me?
I didn't say, see that, that's the thing. We can't operate in polls. It's not, okay, it's cool, dap you up. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, does this 15-year-old need to sit in a state penitentiary or on, depending on what Michigan does, I don't know if they're a death penalty state or not, until they're executed? As a society, is this what we've come to?
So what is your plan then? Because he did he didn't do a felony like robs, rape, or whatever. He killed 4 people and injured 6 with the intent to kill more people. That's domestic terrorism by definition. So what is your idea that the punishment that will fit? Him going to jail for 30 years and then be all right, parole? Is that what you're thinking?
It
I just
it
want to
ain't
know what your
sitting.
end game is. That's what I want to know.
Rehabilitation. They're called correctional facilities. Do you really think a 15-year-old can fully grasp what has just happened? And because of that, do you really think in 5 years, 2
Grass.
years, 1 year, you really think you really think that this person is never gonna grasp, like, holy shit, I killed 4 people?
He probably gonna grasp it as soon as he gets sentenced. But that don't mean nothing. Have to tell that to the dead families, dog. Tell that. Imagine that was me that got killed when I was in school and somebody shot up our school and I got killed. You would not be saying the same shit. You know you wouldn't. Stop it. So look, you chose one side as a parent, as basically if I was the shooter, you probably think the way you're thinking. But if I was the victim, you would not have the same answer, dog. You know you wouldn't.
I mean, shit, if we're gonna do that, the reality situation is whether they send them in an institution, death row, whatever, it ain't bringing you back. My problem inherently with this country and this system is, we talked about this when it comes to pedophiles. We punish the monster, we don't prevent the monster. This country's all about punitive, all about jail, jail, jail. This Christian country loves doing eye for an eye, loves doing eye for an eye. We always want to punish the monster. How many years? How many consecutive life terms? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's all cute. How many enhanced penalties? But we don't prevent the monster. There's no fun in that. There's no money in that either. How about we start preventing the fucking monster? Just saying.
How about we punish the creators? I've always said, I agree with you. I've said we punish the monster, but we never punish the creators. We get scared and try to kill Frankenstein, but never try to kill the scientists. So I'm with you on that. And I'm not saying that he should serve multiple life sentences, but I don't agree with you on the fact that he didn't know what he was doing. That's how you kind of worded it. Because you're saying his brain's not developed and all that, but I'm saying.
Well, that is scientifically proven. That is any
But we were both 15 before. We were both 15 before. When did that cross our mind to kill everybody? Did we not know what would happen if we did?
See, now we can't have this discussion without injecting race into it. See, I'm trying to have this from a parental standpoint, but you know, and I know, sadly, because there is a precedent for it, we would be charging adults. So we can't escape that part of this conversation. We can't escape race, sadly, taking
No,
into
we
account
can't.
this country's history.
Right.
But as a society, that's sort of like big picture. I am not disregarding the pain that the victims' families feel. Not at all. What I'm saying here is we need to prevent the monster. We need to make sure what makes a 15-year-old want to go kill people at school, no less. These are the questions we need to also be asking.
True.
And yes, it's awesome that the parents got charged. So if they have something to do with this, they're gonna pay for. I get it. Everyone's gonna pay. One, it's not bringing anybody back. Two, it is damn sure not deterring anybody from doing it because according to the very article I'm reading, there's been 32 school shootings this year.
Oh, 32. I thought it was 20. Oh, wow.
So all this enhanced, and it's been even before that, at a very base level, it's already been shown statistically the death penalty does not deter crime.
I
That
didn't say
was
you
the
should get the
whole
death penalty.
point.
Yeah, I don't
No, I'm just
see.
saying on a big scale, the whole point of death penalty was, you know what? You do certain things, we'll kill you for it. In hopes that, oh shit, I'm not gonna do this thing because I might die. It has not worked.
Jail's not worked. We still have crime. But that's a whole nother subject for probably another show. But I'm just saying, I agree that people should be rehabilitated and stuff. But the question that I always have, and I don't know the answer to, because I do it from a base by base, case by case. Is somebody too far gone? Is this young gentleman too far gone? Can he not be saved? And I don't know the answer to that. My direct thought would be no. If you do something like this, unless something comes out that he was extremely bullied or something, which we don't know, which I guess we'll find out because I haven't seen any motives why he did it. We just know that he did it. Right. So it depends. We gotta learn more and what the motive was. If it wasn't no motive and he just woke up one day and was like, you know what, kill some couple people in school just because I feel like, because I got a gun, because I feel tough and all that. All right, now I don't think you can be safe. But if it comes out later that he was extremely bullied, not very popular, blah blah blah, the typical stuff, and he did that, then I'm not gonna say sympathy because you still kill people, but I'll be like, all right, maybe he can be saved. Maybe he can get 30 plus years or 20 plus years, and then the rest parole. If they did the system right. But you all know the jail system, no, that's not right. And they're not in the business of healing you. They're in business of just punishing you and making you more of a monster. So when you get out, you come right back. But it is.
We'll see how this goes. And as much as this should be a victory, and depending on, I don't know. I haven't seen any reaction from the victims' families yet. I don't know if they're gonna feel like this is a victory of some sort.
Probably not. No parent should have to bury their children. That shouldn't
happen. But the way it's looking, you got to 15. Look, the person that did it is going to be charged as an adult and has been charged with terrorism, and their parents have been charged with homicide. So, I mean, as far as vindication goes, this is a clean sweep. It's a if I'm not mistaken, it's a first of its kind. So if you're looking for air quotes justice, right, to be served, it looks like you're gonna get a healthy dose of it. And that's not me being facetious. I'm just saying, like, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what these families are going through. And no amount of life sentences is gonna bring their kid back. And that's shitty. And it's just, to me, and I know any of our right leaning audience is going to say, oh, here he is being a bleeding heart liberal again. But at what juncture do we just look at our society and say, what are we doing? We're literally in a society now where teenagers want to go to school and kill classmates, have access to the firearms to do it, and the response is enhanced penalties and charging the parent. What are we doing?
Not yeah. And like you said, all fair is like, yeah, we're prepared for stuff like this. Y'all working ass backwards. Why would you be prepared for something? The whole point is for this not to happen. It's like fighting fire with gasoline.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Instead of bringing water and like trying to the gun issue and all that, you just say, nah, we just gonna use more guns, more security and harsher punishments. Yeah, because that's working because there's been 20 shootings or 30 shootings this year alone since we've been back in school. So clearly that's not you're being prepared is not helping.
No,
So it's like, man, this country is
it's,
ass backwards, boy, and it pisses me off. And I'm getting numb to it. It's like, oh, another school shooting day.
that's the other problem. Like,
It's like, it's another day.
true true story, because I couldn't remember exactly where it was, right? I just knew Michigan, but I couldn't remember where. True story. This is outside of this. And I want everyone at home listening and watching to try this. Put in school in your Google search. Put in school and then put space S. And the first search that comes up is school shooting. That's where we are. Like, it could be a million other words that start with S that come after school. But in my Google search, the first thing that came up was school shooter or school shooting. That's where we are. For perspective, that's where we are. That's where we are. And it's just, at what point do you step back and just say, what are we doing? Land of the free, home of the brave, and all that bullshit, right? We love our guns, the Second Amendment, and all this other shit. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And it's like you said, I think the even scarier part is you go from feeling everything. And we talked about this off air. I'm still like, I feel everything. But eventually you feel everything so much, you start to feel nothing. And that's when it gets concerning.
And that's where I'm at. Sadly.
No, because I
Yeah.
just, it might be 200 people in the world that are literally influencing and controlling the other 7 point whatever billion. When you factor in politicians, the ultra wealthy, that it might be 200 people in the entire globe that is setting the tone for the 7.5 billion. I just refuse to believe 7 billion people are all virtually evil. No, there are systems and everything in place, like the Merovingian said, choice and illusion between those who have power and those who don't. And if you don't have power, there are certain choices made for you. And there's our mandatory Matrix reference. There's our mandatory Matrix reference.
I was about to say it, but
and okay, so on this podcast and personally, I've spoken to people about the weirdness of getting pulled over while jogging, right? Pulled over while jogging. And I stopped because I have my, any runner, most runners I know run with headphones, right? And I stopped because I'm like, where I was running, I saw the flashing lights and I was in the street. So I got out the street to let, what I saw the pig go by, and the pig didn't go by. So I'm like, someone told me to stop because my thought process, and people don't believe me, thought I was exaggerating. I said, yo, if I'd have kept going, I might have got shot. You're exaggerating. Well,
you're not.
Well, and this is sad. In Tucson, let's say the pig's fucking name, Officer, well, got it wrong, former pig, Ryan Remington. I just when I think you fucks with guns and badges can't be any lower, more stupid, more inhumane, more scourge of the earth, you proved me wrong in the worst way. So a man was allegedly stole a toolbox from Walmart, Wally World, and had his back towards an officer and was moving away from said officer. Officer empties 9 in him. Now, here's the fun part about this little exchange. He wasn't running. He wasn't walking. He was in a motorized wheelchair. Moment of silence. So let me say this again. Not running away, not walking away, because the person couldn't fucking walk in a motorized wheelchair. You empty 9 shots. Fam, I'm not trying to say this to be an asshole. I'm not trying to say to be an asshole. I'm just giving just in context, right? I'm a regular dude. If a cat in a motorized wheelchair have beef with me, right? Unless you sitting there with the blick, unless you sitting there with a crossbow, a ninja star, I don't know, some kind of projectile or projectile device, I am in no way, shape, or form feeling threatened. Right? Well, you know what? You're a motorized wheelchair. I'm just gonna run behind you. And this is no laughing matter. This is to show you the absolute absurdity of these fucking pigs. You shoot a man in a motorized wheelchair in the back? Sir? I'm just trying not to go nuclear. Your thoughts?
This is where the Professor X thing comes in handy. I said, unless the dude was Professor X giving you mental shots or some shit and he was a telepath, what threat was he to you? He had a knife. Okay. So a person in a wheelchair with a knife versus somebody who can walk and has a gun. Who's more of a threat? And how do you fear for your life? How? And that's no disrespect to disabled people. Not at all. But I'm just saying, in terms of what we're talking about, how is that person a threat to you? Like you said. I said, unless he got the gat or a bow and arrow, like you said, some kunines, a sword, a Rambo machete. Like if he ain't got none of that, he's not much of a threat to you. And he has his back turned. I have a habit of shooting people when they have their back turned or their hands up.
Bitch asses. Oh my
But
bad.
it's just like I said, it's the numb thing, man. It's numb. It's just you expect the pigs to do pig stuff. Like if it walks like a pig and rolls around dirt like a pig, it's a pig. So it's like, hey, they gonna do what they gonna do. He got fired, which is good, but that's it. No charge, no nothing.
Fam, I'm
Shot
not.
somebody in a wheelchair who's already disabled. What?
I just
Can't make this up, bro.
But right, this is some shit you expect, in a Wayans movie, some goofy shit like dude was literally like he and just again, this was over a toolbox. You ended a man's life over a fucking toolbox, you pathetic scum of the earth piece of shit pig.
Yeah.
Like they said, have the day you deserve. And yep, I absolutely said it. Look at me clearly. I absolutely said it, unequivocally so. This is why I hate all pigs. The only exception to that rule is if I can vouch for your character before you put that fucking murderous uniform on.
Even then, you can't. Because what I tell you before, put a clean fish in a dirty pond, it's going to get dirty eventually.
True that. True that. But it's like, hey, there are good cops. Only good cop I know is the cop I can vouch for before they put that uniform on. Other than that, I don't trust none of y'all, and this is why.
None.
You executed a man in a fucking wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
Like, what? How big of a coward are you?
Big one.
like,
A lot.
just. I saw this meme, and it's a joke. It's not a joke. Dear police departments, please stop hiring people who got beat up in high school. like, y'all the most fucking
Trigger happy,
overcompensating.
overcompensating.
Do you protect it? Like what did you prevent? A $30 loss to Walmart. You're
Right.
a hero. And in further pig news, kind of sort of pig news, the pigs work for the system. So, you and I don't exactly feel the same about this. I get it. But if anyone's been paying attention to news, I thought this one was interesting. The name escapes me. Here it is. Author Alice Sebold apologizes for a 1981 rape conviction. She wrote a book off of it, was going to have another, actually going to have this thing turned into a Netflix special, so on and so forth. There's one small problem. The man, Anthony Broadwater, let's say his name, was convicted in 82 of raping her, and served 16 years. Problem is, he never did it. Based on what I read in my it is from the AP website, it's from AP, Associated Press. What I read is Sebold is white, Broadwater is black. Months later, she saw someone that she looked like her attacker. Went and told the pigs. Pigs went and snatched him up. She did not identify him in the lineup. Pigs prosecuted him. I mean, he got prosecuted anyway. And I think they said that she identified him on the witness stand in court, and he was also convicted with the aid of microscopic hair microscopic hair identification or something to that effect. I'm going to read a little further, make sure I got that right, because I just read it. But yeah, long and short, let me see. Microscopic hair analysis. Thank you. It was a microscopic hair analysis that tied him to the crime. Now, here's where this gets fun. That has also been thrown out by the Justice Department as junk science. So you had someone who didn't initially identify him. You use microscopic hair analysis, which was trash, and you cost this man 16 years of his life for a rape he didn't commit. For her credit, if credit is the right word, Sebold did publicly apologize for being essentially an agent in a faulty system. It didn't look like some prepared statement bullshit. It didn't look like something one of the Kardashian handlers created. And even Broadwater himself was like, I bet, like, cool. It ain't gonna change nothing, but you're not on the shit. So I get her point. Initially, when I heard about it before I read it, she was like, my bad, it's the system. But in reading it, and that's the thing that's important, reading it and now in the context, this is really fucked up. This is really fucked up, because how bad did these pigs and this system want to convict somebody of a rape? Like, microscopic hair analysis? Like,
Exonerated 5.
You just snatched the motherfucker off the street, essentially.
Exonerated 5. We saw that. This is nothing new. We saw how badly they wanted to get somebody for this, even though they were fucking kids. But I'm sorry. That's why it pisses me off, because the Exonerate 5 is the first thing that comes to my mind. And what does your apology mean? Nothing to me. 16 years of my life is over because of you. You didn't have the courage, whether the pigs was pressuring you or not, to identify someone, and you identified the wrong one on the stand and caused this man basically his life. Fuck your apology. What does your apology mean to me? And plus, I don't remember. I don't know if I'm thinking of somebody else. But is he getting paid for this? For wrongly imprisonment?
Don't know yet. Still too soon to tell.
You better get him. See, this is
Still too soon to tell. And like I said, she didn't wrote a book and all that off of this. Like,
and you made hella bread off it, apparently. So some of that bread should be going to him. Yeah.
it'd be dicey because the rape did happen.
I'm
The
not
part
saying
that
it didn't happen, but you got the wrong dude. You identified the wrong dude. So what, all black people look alike? Okay.
stop, yo.
We'll go with
Stop,
that.
yo. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. We've seen a black cop, so it's like all black cops look alike. Oh, yeah. Right. But anyway, this is apology means nothing to the victim, my guy. Apology means nothing to the victim. It's a nice thought. I'm glad she wrote it, or whoever wrote it for her, if it was indeed her, which I have trouble believing. But if she did write it, congratulations. That was a well thought out apology. That's great. But does nothing for me. Does nothing for me. It cost me most of my life. So, but I mean, it was like I said, hey, that man is a good Christian out here. There's some good Christians. Turn the other cheek, forgive everyone. I'm just not that type of person.
look,
Forgive, some things are unforgivable.
Uncomfortable truth. Very uncomfortable truth, but it's nonetheless a truth in this country. Look, we don't dismantle white supremacy without the help of white people. And the more, I hate to use the term, but it's apropos, the more woke white people we have, the more white people that understand they need to use their privilege to dismantle white privilege and white supremacy, the better off we are. And if she just wrote, if it's because it's the humane thing to do.
Yeah, okay, I get that. But if you're in a position of power and the world is your oyster, why the hell would you give it up? I wouldn't. If I was in position of power, the world was my oyster. You tell me, Ken, you gotta give up all your power just to make everybody else happy. I'm like, man, fuck y'all. Nah, I don't. Why would I want that? The world is my oyster. Let's keep it true. 100,000. You wouldn't give that shit up. And I don't blame him. But as a human though, and as the person on the wrong side of it, yeah, I want that shit. Yeah, we need more white allies. Yeah. You seen what happened to all the black people who try to unify people, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King. They got them the fuck out of here. Because y'all doing too much now. It's one thing to try to unify black people. It's a whole nother thing to try to unify everybody on this fucked up system. And we saw what happens to the people who tried to do that. They get the hell up out of here. So, because they're not trying to relieve any power. Which I get. I mean, it's fucked up, but I get it.
Where I was going was, if the statement was like, oops, if the statement was like, essentially, damn, my bad, yo. I'd have some serious issues.
She basically said oops, though. It was a well thought of oops.
No. She specifically spoke to how she was not trying to aid a fucked up system, and that's different.
But
it's recognition, like, this system is so fucked up that even when I tried to do A, B, and C, and that's what we mean by systemic racism, the way this shit slants against people, black people and people of color, is like, you have somebody that wasn't even trying to do all that and end up being the worst shit ever. You call somebody 16 years, but she in her apology statement, she recognized that. It don't change nothing. Changes nothing.
She had the power at that moment to say that person on the stand was not the person. She had the power to say that. So
you don't know what these pigs told her, man. And that's what we got to go to, how corrupt this fucking system is. You don't know what these pigs told her.
But you still had the power to use your white privilege. If that's what you wanted to talk about now, you didn't use it then. Even I don't care what the fuck they told you. You could have used your power to save this man's life. If you knew in your heart that he wasn't the one. You had the opportunity to do that on the stand. Nothing's going to happen to you while you're on the stand. So it's like, no, I'm sorry. You had the chance to prove your worth to us, to be an ally back then, not now after the fact. It's like, oh shit, they looked into it. I was dead wrong. Of course. What is she going to say? She has to say something like this. So nah, you had power back then to use your white privilege. You didn't. So nah, miss me with that shit, man. Fuck out.
Wow. And oh shit, we probably should have led with this, but we had so much on the plate, you got no hair no more and all that. We had kind of throw me for a loop, but
Okay, mini
um
Rick Ross. Keep going.
oh really? No, we doing that. We doing that. Wow, we doing that.
Oh.
Never. No, don't get DDT when you get here, yo. Don't get DDT when you get here. You will get rock bottom for old time's sake. Um, well, the trial of the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery. Oh yeah. Fry. Fry. Fry them up good. Fry them up good. Guilty. Cross the board. Mandatory life sentence. Bye. We're done here. So wrap. So, I don't mean to be that guy.
But
apparently it only took until 2021 for it to become illegal to hunt down and lynch a black man, huh? Only took till 2021. Nonetheless, I'll take it. So this just in, racist white people with pickup trucks and Confederate flags who still say nigger every now and again. You're gonna go to jail for a long time. Just so you know. Just so you know.
hopefully, let's not forget that this almost got swept under the rug. So thankfully, the idiot that recorded it got that shit released. But other than that, it's a win. I'm like I said, I'm still scared to the point that it took this long and it was covered up.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean,
that's
at the
very
end of the
scary.
day, I'm still a firm believer. Like, keep the blick on you at all times. Like, Ahmaud had me sincerely considering going for my jogs with the blicky on me. Like, you know what? Keep it on the shoulder. Keep it on the hip. So anything want to pop off, I got something for you.
Oh yeah,
And
you're a
it's sad I
Texas.
gotta
You can do that. I can't do that.
I gotta but what they don't tend to hunt down brothers with pickups and lynch them in where you are. So there's that. But
Yeah.
keep
Hope
the
not.
blick on you. Keep the blick on you at all times, because it's like it's but yeah, bye bye. You're going. Game over. Game over, man. Game over. So there's that piece. And I'm like, it only took till 22. It only took till 2021. But apparently you cannot hunt down black men and lynchers anymore. Good shit.
I thought that
But,
was, oh wow.
right.
I thought that was a couple of years ago when they said lynching is a federal crime or some shit. I don't know.
But I mean, because now that George Floyd policing bill has been passed. Oh, my bad.
Thanks,
Never
Biden.
mind.
Yep. Brother Joe.
Good old Uncle Joe, yo. Y'all still want to give him that invite to the barbecue? I'm just checking.
I think they do.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna go the deep end. All right, so let's finish it up on a cool note. Finally got to see Dune. Didn't get a chance to see the IMAX because of Ghostbusters. That's a whole nother level of frustration, whatever. But got to see Dune. It is a visual masterpiece. Like, very rarely do I see movies and like, I need to be seeing this in IMAX. That was one of those movies. Like, it's visually stunning in regular D, not even IMAX. Like, I can only imagine. Like, I'd have been sitting like blown away by some of the stuff I saw if I saw it in IMAX. Overall, in the Muscle Guy movie review, I'm giving it 4.25. It wasn't, my concern was a lot of reviewers talking about it's a confusing story to follow. And I got it right off the bat. I paid. Want to know more confusing than Tenet.
I understood Tenet. I don't know why. I
You
still can't.
That's wild, because I've been meaning to rewatch that, because I'm like, I get what happened, but I don't get all of what happened. You pretty much watched the last part of the movie in reverse, but Tenet was wild. Tenet was wild.
And that's why the one movie I have yet to get is Inception. I still don't get it.
See, Inception made perfect sense to me. That Inception made sense. Tenet didn't. Tenet was like, wait, what?
Nah, that's me in Deception. I watched that movie 3 times. I still don't get it. I watched Tenet one time. I was like, all right, I get it.
That's wild. So are we like weird and like, okay, you either get Inception or you get Tenet? Is there anyone that actually got both?
Yeah, maybe Stephen Hawking, yeah, he probably get it.
You stupid.
Because I
But Dune was good. You can't, and that's the problem with growing up in this country. Sometimes you can't unsee racial undertones in certain things. Now, I'm not familiar with the original print to know if there was there by design or not, because it's like in the same way when you watch Avatar, you can easily see the metaphor of the Aboriginals in Australia. You can easily see the metaphor with, Native Americans here. And in this movie, say you can make a case. It's a metaphor for a lot of different things. Honestly, we gonna come here. We gonna invade your shit. We gonna take your spices. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing the feud. So couldn't get past that part, but love the movie. I love the movie so far. I can't wait to part 2. I think we gotta wait 2 years.
I don't know, probably.
All right, but yeah, 4.25. What'd you give it?
I think I gave it the same.
And by the way, 4.25 out of 5. So it's 4.25 out of 5 just for context, not out of 10. 4.25 out of 5. And as an AMC Stubbs member, shout out to AMC. I got no problem plugging them on the show. Shout out to AMC. Did you get your tickets? Huh? Yeah, that too. Did you get your tickets for Spider-Man yet?
No, I don't. I think it's sold out where I'm at. I don't know.
Oh, see, I got chance to get advance tickets.
Well, don't spoil shit when you see it, and I'm good.
Nah, I'm supposed to see it on the 18th. I'm supposed to see it on the 18th, so I gotta get the tickets.
So you gonna see it the day after it comes out?
Yeah. No, because the day of is gonna be in Madhouse, and it's like I'm cool people when I want to be that cool.
I might wait a week or two and then go.
You see, there you go, ruining our ability to talk about it on the show. Wait a week or two.
You can give it a rating, just don't tell me the story.
Okay.
I gave you a rating about Dune. I didn't tell you the story.
I mean, you could. I don't care about spoilers, but all right, we're getting on topic. I do,
because if I see Toby on that screen, I'm gonna jump up and do a backflip. But yeah,
you wow. I don't get the big deal. Like, okay, all right.
That's my Spider-Man, man. It's my childhood, man. Don't.
Jesus. All right, so run it back recap. Because now I should all order. So run it back recap. Start from the top. So Omicron, is that you? Here's a hit. If you
dead.
If you know Transformers, the movie from '86, you will get the reference and laugh with this. I don't know, man. Let's just wait and see what they tell us on this one. Like, what is it? December. My birthday is in June. I promise you one thing: by June, we'll have another variant.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. By June, we'll have another variant. Doing the order I saw, I can't. School shooting. That sucks. That just sucks, and I just really hope overall we start doing more to prevent the monster. There is something wrong when teenagers want to go to school and kill people to the point where they actually follow through. We've all been in high school. If you're not in the cool kids club, I'm sure you had a wayward thought or two about, beating the shit out of or stabbing or possibly killing someone in school. We didn't actually do it though. The fact that this is happening, I just think is a reflection on our society. I'm not saying, oh my God, take all the guns away, gun control. I'm just saying we really need to stop and ask, what are we doing? For the pigs who want to kill people in wheelchairs, you are the lowest form of I respect one cell amoebas more than I expect your fucking life. It's very simple calculus for me. You are pathetic excuse and a waste of air. The fact that you executed someone in a wheelchair speaks volumes to your character and mind state. I hope you pay for it. It's just that simple. And you can take that to mean whatever the fuck you like, but I hope you pay for it. I for the lady that gave an apology for the brother that was locked up for 16 years. Alice Sebold, I see what you're doing, and I get the apology. And it looks to me, it reads a heartfelt apology. The thing is, it doesn't change anything. But big ups to making an apology. And brother, I'm happy that thing is off your record once and for all. And now you can finally live life without that stigma of being a rapist on your record. But yeah, Alice, you might have to, if you really want to show you sorry, I agree with you. Run some of them coins. Run some of those coins. And shout out to the jury doing the right thing. You understood the assignment. The murderers of Ahmaud Arbury will be doing the rest of their pathetic lives in prison. And lastly, DUNE was a dope meeting. I paid attention to the story. Wasn't confusing to me. Can't wait for part 2. Your recap, sir.
Galvatron. We got Omicron. Now we about to get Galvatron there. Decepticon. And pigs killing a dude in a wheelchair. I agree with everything you said. Fuck y'all. The rape conviction. Said it's a good apology. It was well written. But pay me. You wanted to pay me, and the government's going to pay me. Y'all both gonna pay me for that bullshit. Because if you wanted to use your white privilege, you could have used it back then, but you didn't. So it's okay. It's all right. I still love you though. But school shootings, yeah, I agree with you. That's like I said, we punish the monster, but we never punish the creators. And hopefully we start doing that. And hopefully, like you said, we start looking in the mirror. Everyone looks in the mirror and like wake up and like, what the hell are we doing? Why is this acceptable? Why are we numb to this shit? Why do we expect this shit? Because that should not be expected. It should be rare, if not happen at all. But it is what it is. Welcome to the earth, home of the humans, smartest dumbasses on the planet. Aubrey case. Fry. Yeah. I'm missing them. Oh, Dune. Yeah, I gave it 4.25. So great movie. Like you said, waiting for part 2. I kind of got confused, but I watched it again. Now I got everything now. So yeah.
Well, thank y'all for rocking with us as always. It's been a fun last couple of months having guests, having folks contribute their perspective. We will continue to do so. And like you said, comment section, inbox. If you want to be a guest, come kick it with us. By all means, let us know. We will probably hit you up. Other than that, same bad time, same bad channel, sooner rather than later. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Yeah, I Said It podcast. Peace.
Yeah.